Friday, January 8th, 2021. This is the Plastic Free Weekly News Wrap-Up. This is Miguel Solari, your host, and I love to talk about this stuff. I love to read about this stuff, and now I'm sharing what I read, what I put in my brain, hopefully so you can have better access to it, maybe more talking points so you can have with your friends, lovers, and change some minds out in your community, and so we can have a hopefully less single-use plastic in our future. Please subscribe to my channel if you like this content. Follow me on my socials or contact me directly because I love talking to people who like to talk about this stuff too. And let's do something. I love doing stuff. So let's move on. All right. So a few weeks ago I reported on microplastics found in human placentas. And since then that news is still reverberating in different countries. It's still making headlines this here and there. And one of the things that they found was, what they suggested is that, okay, it can get into the placenta via two ways. One, the mucous membrane in your gut. Two, through the airways, through our lungs. So I was in bed the other day, I was in bed thinking about this, and I woke up and it was like, oh my God, people are inhaling microfiber plastics from the masks. And then the very next day I look, it's like, bam, a COVID-19 mask costs plastic fiber inhalation. We should still use them. And I was like, whoa, dude, crazy. Yes, exactly. And this is even crazier. I'm reading this, like the Institute of Hydrobiology Researchers in Wuhan. Wait, what? This research is done in Wuhan, where coronavirus came from. And what they did is they counted the plastic fibers in the masks for months using a lab device that simulated human breathing, and what they ended up finding was it was the carbon activated masks released the most microfiber plastic, then followed up by the second worst would be all the surgical ones, the green ones, and then the least worst would be the N95s. But if you clean them with alcohol, that breaks them apart faster and you just inhale more microplastic. So it's tough to win. And so I hope that you haven't been pregnant and during this time using those masks and sanitizing them with alcohol, because I don't want anyone to have microplastics floating around in their bodies, especially in your placentas. Yeah, scary, freakish times we are living in. Now you have all the information, do what you will with that one. Here it is, some better news here. Mexico City banned single-use plastics as of January 1st, 2021. Pretty awesome step. In this article, and they banned it all, like utensils, containers, bags, all of it. And in this article, city officials are like reminding people not to leave home without their single-use, without their reusables. And then the author of the article went to get a tamale later, and it was given to him in all of this plastic. And the lady at the counter was like, I don't know, like I think because of coronavirus, authorities forgot about it. Well, at least they're doing something about it. And with a city of 9 million people doing something about it, that's better than anything we're doing here in the United States. And here, plastic straws vanished from China as well. Their own ban kicked in on January 1st, and it included straws and bags, and instead they're vying for PLA plastic, which I hate PLA plastic because it's polylactic acid. It's made from a plant material, so they call it biodegradable, but it's still plastic, just made from plant material. It can be biodegraded in a facility, but the thing is that it's PLA. It's made from plant matter, and it's not organic plant matter. It's like GMO plant matter. So it's like, I don't want to give Monsanto any of my money. No, sorry, no, I'm not going to support the monoculturing of our planet and destroying our soil anymore. That's it. No, nothing Monsanto related is I'm not shooting my money in any of that. So that was a problem. So let's move on to some other news. Bali's beaches are buried in a tide of plastic rubbish during the monsoon season, and some awful pictures came out of Bali right here. And this happens every year. Every year the monsoon comes and it washes up all of this plastic along the shores of Southeast Asia, and humans get to see the real impact of their activity. And it's scary. And it gets worse every year. So here are some more pictures that I'll share with you right here. Look at that. That's what it looked like. I mean, it's just like freakish. It was a freak show, and they did clean it up. They did a great job cleaning it up. And there was a lot of headlines, like follow-up articles in the next few days of like, what an amazing effort. How many tons they cleaned up like in a matter of a day or a couple days. And here's all the, you can see a bunch of citizens came out to help. But still, it's a big problem. Like, what do we do with this stuff? Because we're just taking it from one place and we're just moving it to another. But it's still there. It doesn't go away. It doesn't biodegrade. It just keeps getting smaller, 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 and ends up like entering our bodies. That's a problem. But what if we could take this stuff and turn it back into a fuel? What if we could take it and turn it back into a virgin plastic, make it into a container again, and call it a circular? What if we could do that? Well, that's been the promise for many decades of chemical recycling. They don't like to use that term. They just call it advanced recycling. Because if someone came up to you and said, "Hey, we're gonna build a chemical recycling plant next to your house," how would you feel? Yes, exactly. I'd feel the same way. I'd be like, hell no, you're not. You're not gonna build a chemical recycling plant next to my house. You're crazy. You're talking crazy. And that's exactly the thing that's about to happen in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania passed a bill. Where's the bill? 1801 last year, in which they're going to allow advanced recycling to happen in the state. So they're going to build these facilities, and so this op-ed came out of an industry guy who was building some of these facilities, and he also is the president. He got to write an op-ed piece in the Post-Gazette, and he's also the incoming chair of the American Chemistry Council Plastics Division. Yeah, you really want to trust that guy. I mean, you can if you want. Maybe he's well-intended. He's probably a nice guy and just doesn't, maybe he's clueless. Maybe he knows how bad the stuff is. But the thing is, like, if you read the research, if you really get into it, you want to get into it, I included this is the research that's been done. This is a technical assessment done by Gaia, which is the Global Alliance for Incinerator Alternatives. And the thing is, like, if you read the articles on chemical recycling, most of them make it sound like good. Yeah, it's good. But if you actually, like, they don't really provide like too much science. But if you read the technical assessment, it shows how faulty and how leaky this technology is. It's not economically viable. That's why it's never been done. The byproducts that come out of it not good enough to compete with virgin plastic material. The fuel is so, but by the time you do it, when all the stuff that comes out when you do it, so chemical recycling can be done in a few different ways. Through heat, pyrolysis, through gases, through solvents, but all of them, they're very carbon intensive, especially pyrolysis, which is like one of the best ones. But still, when you break them apart, it emits a lot of like toxic gases, like extremely toxic gases. They're all in that report. You can see them. It's a freak show when you start to really learn all the stuff that comes out. And so it's not viable, but yet they're still pushing for it. And that bill passed, and that bill is a problem because it's going to bring, if they start to build these facilities, it is going to create pollution, very harmful pollution in the state of Pennsylvania, and that could set a precedent of more of these facilities to be built in the United States. In the United States, with all of the petrochemical companies here, like maybe, I think I even read articles that they're looking at the states at possibly becoming the plastic recyclers of the world via chemical recycling. I hope that doesn't happen. That's why I'm keeping my eye on this stuff. So the very next day, here is the catalyst that these Japanese students, they figured out a catalyst, a way to make the chemical recycling process at a lower temperature using a catalyst made from ruthenium, a metal that comes from the platinum family, and cerium oxide used to polish glass. And it basically can make it happen at a lower temperature, which means lower carbon footprint, but it still doesn't take into account any of the toxic outputs that come out of it. Those are the volatile chemicals that are like cancerous and bad for your health, and that's why you would never want to live next to a chemical recycling plant, period. Also, like, the idea is like what we're trying to do is not continue to use plastic. We already know that if we use it, like it ends up in our bodies, and it ends up it's a detriment to our health. So no, this is not a solution. And so make up your own mind. I give you a lot of resources here, and we end the whole thing this week with right here, banks directed $1.7 trillion to firms causing plastic pollution. We should not be surprised. It's just like freakish. About 265 banks provide loans and underwriting to 40 companies in the plastic packaging value chain, including the polymer and fast-moving consumer goods industries. Yep, you follow the money and you find all the problems. I wanted to change. So you follow the money, you find all the solutions. So there you go. That's a Plastic Free News Weekly Wrap-Up show. Please consider all of your daily actions and your daily consumer choices as a way to vote for the future that you want. And I gave you a bunch of information here, and I'll see you next week around the same time in the same place. Take care and have a good one. Thank you very much. Peace.